and a leader in sustainable technology. CEO Elon Musk has been at the heart of Tesla's success, but he's also been a controversial figure, and some of his recent actions are now raising questions.
It was a quiet November night in Piedmont, California, a night that quickly turned into a nightmare. 3 teens just enjoying a drive home in a brand new Tesla Cybertruck would soon find themselves trapped in a fiery death trap. 19-year-old Saurin Dixon, along with his friends Jack Nelson and Christa Sokahara, slammed into a concrete wall at a high speed, the crash brutal enough to take their breath away. But that wasn't the worst part. As flames erupted around them, the doors wouldn't budge, locked by a system that was supposed to save them. They were trapped inside, and no one could get them out. How did a vehicle hailed as the future of transportation become a furnace that claimed these 3 young lives? And the bigger question is, could it have been avoided?
Topic of intense discussion since its unveiling in 2019. Its futuristic design polarized opinions, but enthusiasm was undeniable.
The crash happened so quickly that it left little room for anyone to react. Saurin, behind the wheel, was speeding far above the limit. The road was curvy, and in a vehicle as large and heavy as the Cybertruck, it's not hard to imagine how difficult it would have been to navigate that turn at such a high speed. Saurin's immediate inability to control the vehicle led to the massive collision with the concrete wall. The impact of the crash was severe, causing the Cybertruck to wedge itself tightly between the wall and a tree. The sound of the crash must have been deafening, but what followed was the real nightmare. Almost immediately, flames erupted from the front of the vehicle, quickly spreading to engulf the entire cabin. What started as a collision with the wall turned into a fiery inferno. The truck, with its futuristic features, was now a trap, sealing the fate of the 3 teens inside. While the violent crash could have been the end for some, the fire made escape an urgent matter. Within moments, the Cybertruck became a burning furnace. Inside, Saurin, Jack, and Christa fought desperately to escape. But the situation was far from simple. The crash had disabled the vehicle, and the last thing the teens had was the time they needed to free themselves. The fire spread quickly, forcing them to act fast. But there was no way out. The unthinkable had happened. The doors, designed to open with sleek electronic buttons, were completely unresponsive. The technology that was supposed to make life easier, to make everything slick and futuristic, became the very thing that trapped them. They were locked inside. It was as if the vehicle had decided that its passengers were not as important as its cutting-edge design. It was a terrifying moment, one that, for all its innovation, left no room for survival.
Who's perhaps not buying it, who's selling their cars if they've got them. Politics and business have collided, haven't they?
They have, and that's largely because of the role currently being played in the US government by Elon Musk.
Amid the chaos and panic, another figure emerged, Matt Rearan, a friend who was following behind in another vehicle. He had no idea that the crash was so severe until he helped pulled up to the scene and saw the flames engulfing the truck. Without hesitation, Matt sprinted toward the wreckage, hoping against hope that he could do something, anything to save his friends. He tried to open the passenger side door, but nothing moved. It wouldn't budge. His desperation grew. He pressed the buttons, hoping that maybe somehow it would work. But nothing happened. The door stayed locked. He didn't give up though. He began pounding on the window with his fist, trying to break it open. When his fist couldn't make a dent, he grabbed a nearby tree branch and used it to strike the window. After hitting the glass over 10 times, the window finally cracked. With all his strength, he tore the shattered remains from the frame and reached inside, pulling Jordan Miller, one of the teens, to safety. Jordan, barely conscious, had been lucky, but Matt couldn't do anything more. By the time he tried to get to the others, the flames were too intense. The fire had consumed the interior, and there was nothing he could do but watch in helpless horror as his friends, trapped in the Cybertruck, perished. So what went wrong? The crash, the fire, and the tragic deaths of these young people all boiled down to one fatal flaw in the Cybertruck's design: its electronic doors. The vehicle's sleek and futuristic look comes with electronic doors that open with the tap of a button. Sounds cool, right? But there's a problem. These doors require power to function. In the event of a crash, when the battery is damaged or the power system fails, the doors become completely unresponsive. Instead of being a tool for safety, these electronic doors become a death trap. In a situation where every second counted, where every moment mattered, those doors refused to open, trapping the teens inside a burning vehicle. How could a car marketed as the future of transportation fail so catastrophically in such a moment of need?
$56 billion pay award will not be reinstated. That comes after months of legal wrangling and despite the pay award being approved by shareholders and directors in the summer.
Adam Cook, an automotive engineer with years of experience, weighed in on the issue. He pointed out that while the design might be aesthetically appealing, it's impractical when it comes to emergency situations. Tesla has equipped the Cybertruck with an emergency release system, but there's a catch. The manual release levers are small and often located low to the floor, which makes them easy to overlook. For the back doors, there's an even more concerning issue. Passengers need to remove a panel to access a hidden emergency cord. a task that, in a smoke-filled panicked moment, would be nearly impossible. The tragic accident in Piedmont raises the question, how could a vehicle that touts itself as the future of cars fail its passengers in their most desperate time of need? How could technology, meant to keep us safe, become the very thing that keeps us trapped? The tragic crash of the Tesla Cybertruck in Piedmont, California wasn't an isolated incident. Tesla's vehicles have faced a growing number of safety concerns over the years, and many of these issues stem from the company's bold, tech-heavy design choices. One of the most alarming recurring issues is the failure of Tesla's electronic door systems. The 2019 incident in Florida serves as a prime example. Dr. Omar Awan, a Florida physician, was involved in a high-speed crash in his Tesla Model S.
Quite a bit more than $56 billion, closer to about $100 billion. And this ruling today from Chancellor Kathleen McCormick really reiterates.
While first responders quickly arrived on the scene, they were unable to open the car's electronic doors. The handles, which are flush with the body of the car, remained locked, and even after the car caught fire, the doors would not open. Dr. Awan tragically died from his injuries, trapped inside his burning vehicle. This horrifying incident was one of the earliest red flags about Tesla's reliance on electric door mechanisms in emergencies. But it didn't stop there. In the years that followed, more reports surfaced of Tesla owners being trapped inside their vehicles during crashes, with unresponsive doors that couldn't open in critical moments. Even in the case of the Cybertruck crash, the electronic doors failed to open, trapping the teens inside a burning vehicle. Beyond the electronic door failures, Tesla vehicles have faced other concerning safety issues. For instance, the Cybertruck itself was recently recalled due to a defective accelerator pedal that could become lodged, causing unintended acceleration. Drivers reported frightening experiences where the pedal would get stuck under the interior trim, preventing them from slowing down, leading to potential crashes. These types of defects raise critical questions about Tesla's commitment to safety. The company has often resorted to software updates to fix issues like faulty acceleration pedals. But is that enough?
Central figurehead of this company, and he has a very loyal following. But what we've been saying...
Software updates can address issues related to the vehicle's software, but they can't fix hardware flaws, such as a malfunctioning door or defective parts. These recurring safety concerns, many of which have gone unresolved for extended periods, have made it clear that Tesla has not always prioritized safety in the way traditional automakers do. Instead of issuing physical recalls and making necessary changes to the design, Tesla has often relied on fixes that can be made remotely through software updates, which raises serious questions about the company's overall approach to consumer safety. Elon Musk's response to the backlash was, as expected, controversial. Taking to his social media platform X, formerly Twitter, Musk called the media coverage sensationalized and deeply misleading. Instead of acknowledging the concerns about the design flaws, Musk dismissed the idea that the Cybertruck's design was to blame. He argued that all vehicles are vulnerable in high-speed crashes and that Tesla's safety ratings remain among the highest in the industry. So what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.